Hey Kipsters, today we're going to learn how to use captions to understand a text. First, you're going to watch me do it on one of the pages in Journey of a Pioneer, then you're going to get a chance to do it. So here are 3 steps. The first thing we're going to do is find what is happening in a picture. So we'll just look at the picture and talk about what's going on. The second step is that we'll read the caption and think about what we're learning from the caption. Finally, we'll explain what more the caption teaches you about the picture. So we'll look at what we got from the picture and what we got from the caption and what more information the caption tells us. Then we can use these sentence starters down here to better explain how a caption helps us understand a text. So this is the page that we're going to be working with, and we need to look closely to find a picture and a caption. I see a picture down here, but I don't see any captions or small pieces of text around it. But I do see a picture up here, and it does have some text that's right next to it in this text box. So I highlighted that because that's the piece of text that I'm going to be focusing on today. Here it is. Here's the picture, and I'm going to read the text. It says, "Traveling light. Food took up most of the room in the small space inside the wagon. Many personal items had to be left behind." Here's our 3 steps to keep us on track and better understand what's going on here. So here's the first step. It says what's happening in the picture. So I'm looking at the picture, and it looks like a really crowded space. It looks like there's a lot of junk there, but it's definitely crowded. There's a lot of stuff in there. It almost looks like there's a chair right here. Looks like there might be some clothes. I see like a wheel of some sort. So I'm going to write those things. down. There's a lot of stuff. It's small and crowded, not a lot of room. There's clothes, boxes, and it looks like some furniture. Now I'm ready for the second step. We need to read the caption and think about what that tells you. So here's the caption. I'm going to read it one more time. It says, "Traveling light. Food took up most of the room in the small space inside the wagon. Many personal items had to be left behind." So when I'm reading that, I'm hearing a few important things. First, I'm hearing that there's a small space inside the wagon. You can definitely tell that. It says right there in the text, the small space inside the wagon. The other thing that I'm getting is that there's mostly food in there. It says food took up most of the room. The last thing I'm getting from that caption is that many things were left behind. At the end here, it says many personal items had to be left behind. So now I'm done with step 1 and step 2. I've looked at the picture and I've looked at the caption. Now I need to move on to step 3 to start connecting the 2. So here are the things that I learned from reading the caption and from looking at the picture. Now I need to do step 3 in finding how these things connect. Here are some sentence starters that are going to help me, so I'm going to look at them one at a time. This first one says in the picture. So I'm going to tell what I know in the picture. In the picture, I remember there's a lot of stuff, small, crowded, not a lot of room. There's clothes, boxes, furniture. So I put in my sentence there, in the picture, there was a small, crowded space. It was crowded with lots of stuff in there. So now I need to go to the second sentence starter. The caption tells that blank. Now I'm going to use my notes from the caption. It was a small space. It was inside a wagon, mostly food. Many things were left behind. So I had here that the caption tells that settlers left many things behind and mostly carried food. Now my final piece is to put these 2 pieces together. So I'm going to think about what more the caption told me that I didn't know just from looking at the picture. The caption helps me understand that the settlers had to leave things behind because they had very little space and they mostly carried food. Now, I couldn't tell just from looking at the picture that there was mostly food in there. I also couldn't tell mostly from looking at the picture that they had to leave a lot of things behind. But I learned that in the caption, it was mostly food, and they had to leave a lot of things behind because they had so little space. So I added that as my last sentence because that's the new information I gained from the caption that I didn't know just by looking in the picture. Now I want you to take a look at the text in Journey of a Pioneer. Look carefully at those captions and those pictures and think about what more you're learning in the caption that you didn't know just from looking at the picture.